Hello, this is Larissa, and I'm the president of Three Little Sisters, and today we're doing a tutorial for our Elder Futhark Artistic deck. Both of our tutorials for either Elder Futhark deck will be very similar. There's just going to be different cards in each because each has a very different look. So the first slide you're going to see is showing the entire set of Elder Futhark runes, and you'll notice that there are 3 rows. Each row is divided into sections called eights. Each section is associated with a varying god or goddess or spirit, depending on how you feel about the runes. The first line, starting at the rune Fehu, which is at your bottom corner there, belongs to the Vanir gods, Frey and Freya. The reason for this association is that most of the runes within that line are connected to more natural elements. The second row, starting with the rune Hagalas, which is that lovely H-type shape, all the way to the Algia's rune, which looks like an upside-down peace sign, are all linked to the goddess Hel. And the reason for this is because most of the runes within this row are linked to aspects of need, the underworld, and transformation. The last and final row, starting with the rune Tiwaz, which is that little compass-looking pointed shape, all the way to the Othala rune, which is a sort of diamond with 2 legs, are connected with the goddess, the god Tyr. The reason for this connection is that you will see throughout that particular row aspects of justice as well as sacrifice, with a little bit of variation mixed in, because some of these don't exactly meet the god or goddess that they're attached to, and we will definitely review that in these slides. So as we're going to go through, you're going to see me touching the first couple of runes there, and you'll notice that the first couple of runes in that first row actually do spell out the name Futhark. Starting with the Fehu rune, you get the F sound, followed by Uruz, Anzus, Rado, Thurisaz, Canis, Gibo, and Wunjo. The first 5 runes there spell out the word Futhark. The next row, starting with Hagalas, Nodis, Isa, Yera, Ewas, Perthro, Soilo, and Algiz. And the final row, starting with Tiwaz, Pergano, Ehas, Manas, Langus, Ingwaz, Dagas, and Othala. And you'll see me here showing you the first rune, and that is the rune of Fehu. Fehu is associated with sort of wealth. It can be physical wealth, spiritual wealth, but it can also mean the wealth of your family, friends, and companions, or basically your foundations. Next we have Urus, and Urus is the rune of strength, but it is also the rune of stubbornness, because it's named for the auroch, sort of a primitive cow that existed a long time ago, and the aurochs were hunted to extinction, and that's where they got their name. Then there's followed by Anzus, which is the rune for divine spirit or wisdom, often associated with Odin. Rado, the god, the rune of the wheel, and you'll see that Rado sort of has like a wheel-like shape.
Writing the Bones is a pictorial oracle based on our Writing the Bones deck book series. The deck explores connections to goddesses that work within the death, dying, and transformational realms. The deck is designed to give you personal insight onto this path and explore connections with these goddesses in more detail. The deck comes with 88 cards in a custom box and velvet pouch, along with guidebook for $60 from our shop at shop.the3littlesisters.com. Live with intention.
Thurisaz is closely linked to Thor and is the rune of the thorn or protective rune. Canis is the rune of fire. Gibo, the rune of the gift or giving, is sort of a balance between the giver and the givee. And then we're lastly in that row is Wunjo, which is sort of linked to the concept of joy, or that everything is good. Next we're going to see there is Hagalas. Hagalas is often misinterpreted to mean complete and utter destruction, but Mostly it is linked to the idea of hail, that things in nature tend to destroy, but underneath all of that snow, underneath all of that rubble, are always seeds waiting to germinate. Nodus is the rune of need. It represents the need fire. You'll see the two stick-like shapes almost form the thing that you would use to make a fire, rubbing two sticks together. Then you'll see here Isa, and Isa is the rune of ice or stillness. Yera, the rune of the year. It also stands for cycles or seasonal shifts. Awaz, the rune of the yew tree, often represented by the spear of Odin or the poisonous branches of the ash. Herthro, the lot cut, meaning that all your fate is perhaps unknown and unknown to you. Soilo, the sun, standing for victory and success. Algius, the path to the gods, often represented in the Rainbow Bridge. Tiwaz is again linked to Tyr, the god of sacrifice and justice. Berkano is the birch tree, often linked to growth and renewal. Iwaz is the rune of the horse and also partnership. As you can see, the rune makes almost two touching like nose shapes. Manus is the rune of man or mankind in general. Laguz, the rune of water, where all life begins and ends. Ingwaz, the fertility rune, often linked to Frey and associated with sacrificial fertility. Dagaz, meaning the time between the day and night, or the dawn when both light and dark meet. And Othala, the rune of home. So that's just a brief overview of each of the runes, and in the next video you're going to see us go through them in a little bit more depth.
The Three Little Sisters Apothecary School provides tutorials, resources, guidebooks, and more. If you're looking to work with any of our tarot, oracle, or rune decks, the school provides all the tools you will need to use them in any reading. All tutorials are included for free and are available on our website. Just head over to shop.the3littlesisters.com and find one of our tutorials today. The Three Little Sisters, live with intention.